Providing counsel to those facing eviction. The Legal Aid Services of Oklahoma has an initiative to help people and families at risk. Joining us now, Greg Beeben and John Walbley. Good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for being here.
Morning. Thanks for having us.
Of course, happy to have you here. Before we get to all the information and the services that you provide, give us some insight into eviction rates in the metro area and what kind of issues we're facing.
Well, evictions aren't great in the metro area. Going back really to 2016, there was a famous study published by a sociologist that ranked Oklahoma City as the 19th worst metro area in the nation for eviction rates. And really leading up to that, and since that time, people around the city, other nonprofits have recognized the need for legal assistance for tenants in this area. That study really just highlighted it and put it into numbers. And even since then, nationally, the federal government has started to look more into this and started to recognize the need for legal representation for tenants in evictions in order to help keep people in their homes, in order to prevent the upheaval that an eviction can cause, not just those families, but the schools and neighborhoods also involved in that situation. And so we're just part of that effort. We're the team here in Oklahoma City who's working on that to make things better for tenants.
Right, so that's where you guys step in. Do y'all find that people often don't know that they have a right to counsel as tenants?
Yeah, so it happens kind of a lot, and sometimes tenants seem to think that their situation is a lost cause. There's a very high default rate, especially in the 3 zip codes which our Right to Counsel program focuses on: 73111, 73119, and 73120. Now, we try to, as long as there's no conflicts with the person, we try to help anybody that applies with us from those zip codes, because those zip codes in particular, they have a very high default rate where people don't even come to court. They might not ask for an attorney if they do come to court. So we're trying to spread that awareness and make sure that they know, hey, you have a right to come to court, you have a right to be heard, you have a right to ask for an attorney prior to court.
Okay, so through this initiative, when you're connecting with families with people who are at risk of eviction, they reach out to you. Walk us through what happens next and what options are out there for people.
Well, it'll depend on what stage of the process they're at. Like, we would like people to apply with us as early as possible. The minute they have a problem with their landlord, say they have a repair issue and they're not sure if they can withhold rent, well, please ask us for direct advice as to that, because if you do it in the wrong way, you could be putting yourself at risk of eviction. Or if it's come to the point where you're facing an eviction, then please go ahead and apply with us either. But your options really depend on your specific scenario. But if say you're facing eviction and you apply with us before court, or you can meet us at the courthouse. We're at the Oklahoma County Courthouse, every eviction docket, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. We've got a team of 6 attorneys there right now this morning. And people can apply with us on the spot and work with us, and we will evaluate the case, evaluate what, if your landlord's done everything properly with the filing and with the notice to the tenant, but also what defenses the tenant has overall. And there often are a lot of defenses, or there's a lot of room for negotiations. We negotiate with a lot of landlords work with us, and we get agreeable results for the landlord and the tenant. And we help avoid an eviction and also get decent results for the landlords too in a lot of those situations.
Okay. Earlier you mentioned the 2016 study about eviction rates in the OKC Metro. Kind of looking at it now here in 2024, are you finding that rates are higher, and what could be behind this?
Well, they have risen. Part of that was due to COVID-19, and we saw a lot of efforts from policymakers to get tenants more assistance during that time period. You saw some of that CCP, the Community Cares Partners, helping out paying people's rent. We saw some other funding, particularly, for our office in particular, we got funding because of COVID and the raising, or the way that the rates were rising during the COVID years, and we're still seeing a little bit of that impact of COVID on the eviction rates, because people are still having difficulty finding jobs and getting back into the new normal.
Okay, and of course we want people to know where they can find you. Give us all that information, online, over the phone, in person. What do they need to know?
Well, they can apply with us online at oklegalconnect.org. We have a statewide application hotline. We're not just here in Oklahoma City, we're statewide, and they can apply with us by dialing 1-888-534-5243. We also have some other ways to connect that we can provide off the air, but those are the two main ways, 888-534-5243.
Okay, good information there. And of course, we'll post it in the Ask the Announce section of our website as well, because I know sometimes we give out all this information and people will miss it. So it'll be there, easy to find, just one click there. Greg and John, thank you guys so much for coming in. We appreciate your time and to be here and tell us about this initiative to help families. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Of course.